It was supposed to be the happiest day of their lives. Daniel and Mia had finally done it. After years of saving, struggling, and dreaming, they bought their first house. It wasn't perfect, but it was theirs. The house stood at the end of a quiet street, slightly separated from the others. Tall trees surrounded it, their branches stretching over the roof like long fingers. The paint was old, slightly faded, but the structure was solid. "It's beautiful," Mia whispered, stepping out of the car. Daniel smiled. "Our home." The real estate agent had been a little strange. He rushed the paperwork, avoided questions, and when Daniel had asked why the price was so low, the man had simply said, "Some places are harder to sell." Daniel laughed it off at the time. Now I'm standing in front of the house. It didn't feel funny anymore. Still, excitement took over. They stepped inside. The air was cold. Not normal cold. The kind that made your skin tighten. "Probably just closed up for a long time," Daniel said, trying to sound normal. Mia nodded, but something felt off. The house was too quiet. No outside sounds. No distant traffic. Nothing. Just silence. They spent the day unpacking, cleaning, trying to turn the empty space into something warm. But every now and then, Mia felt like someone was watching her from somewhere inside the house. "You okay?" Daniel asked. "Yeah, just tired," she replied. That night, they slept in the living room on a mattress. Boxes still everywhere at exactly 2:13 a.m. Mia woke up, her eyes opened slowly. Something felt wrong, very wrong. She looked around. The room was dark, except for a faint light coming from the hallway. Daniel was asleep next to her. Then she heard it, a soft sound. Footsteps coming from upstairs. Mia froze. They hadn't even gone upstairs yet. The footsteps were slow, heavy, like someone walking, dragging their feet. Step, drag, step, drag. Mia's heart started pounding. She gently shook Daniel. "Daniel, wake up," he groaned. "What?" "Listen." They both stayed silent. The footsteps continued. Above them, Daniel sat up slowly. "Maybe it's the house settling." Mia shook her head. "No, that's not normal." Then suddenly, the footsteps stopped. Complete silence. Daniel forced a nervous laugh. "See, nothing." But Mia wasn't convinced, because she could still hear something. Breathing right above them. Slow, deep, as if something was standing there, listening, watching, waiting. Daniel stayed still for a few seconds, listening. Nothing. The sound was gone. "See," he said quietly. "Probably just old pipes or wood expanding." But Mia didn't respond. She was staring at the ceiling, her face pale. "Daniel," she whispered, "that wasn't the house." Before he could reply, a loud thud came from upstairs. Both of them jumped. This time there was no denying it. "That's not normal," Daniel said, standing up. Mia grabbed his arm. "Don't go up there." But Daniel forced a smile. "It's probably something falling. I'll check quickly." He picked up his phone, turned on the flashlight, and slowly walked toward the stairs. Each step creaked loudly as he climbed. Mia stayed below, hugging herself tightly, listening. The house felt heavier now, like the air itself had changed. Daniel reached the top. The hallway was long, dark, and narrow. There were 3 doors, all closed. The faint light they saw earlier was gone. "Hello," Daniel called out. No answer. He walked slowly forward. His flashlight flickered slightly. The first door, he opened it. Empty bedroom. Dust everywhere. Nothing unusual. The second door, another empty room. Old furniture covered in sheets. Still nothing. Then, the third door, at the very end of the hallway. Slightly different from the other side. Slow. Heavy. Just like before. Daniel froze. His hand still on the handle. "Hello," he whispered. The breathing stopped. Silence. Then, a soft voice came from inside, old, darker than the others, and locked. Daniel tried the handle. It didn't move. He frowned. Why would one room be locked? He leaned closer, and that's when he heard it. Breathing, barely audible. "Help me." Daniel's heart started racing. "Mia," he called downstairs. "Did you hear that?" "No," she shouted back. "What is it?" He didn't answer, because the voice came again, closer this time. "Please, open the door." It sounded weak, like someone trapped, like someone begging. Daniel hesitated. His hand slowly reached for the lock. "Daniel, don't," Mia screamed from downstairs. But something about the voice, it pulled him. He twisted the handle harder. Nothing. Locked tight. Suddenly, bang. Something slammed against the door from inside. Daniel stumbled back. The door shook violently. Bang, bang, bang. "Open it," the voice screamed now. Not weak anymore. Not human. Daniel turned and ran down the stairs. "Mia, we need to leave. Right now." What happened? There's something in that room. Before they could move. The lights flickered and then went out. Darkness swallowed the house. Mia grabbed Daniel's arm. "Turn on your flashlight." He raised his phone. But the screen was dead. "Battery. 0%. That's impossible," he whispered. It had been full. Then, from upstairs, slow footsteps began again. Step. Drag. Step. Drag. Coming toward the stairs. Mia's voice trembled. "It's coming down." They both backed away. The sound reached the top step, then stopped. Silence. And in that silence, they both saw it. A shadow, standing at the top of the stairs. Too tall. Too still. Watching them, the shadow at the top of the stairs didn't move. It just stood there, watching. Daniel grabbed Mia's hand tightly. "Don't look at it. Just come with me." But Mia couldn't look away. It's too tall," she whispered. The shape slowly shifted, its head tilted, unnaturally, as if studying them. Then, it took a step forward. Step. Drag. The same sound. Daniel pulled Mia. "Run." They rushed toward the front door. Daniel grabbed the handle and pulled. It didn't open. What? He panicked. It was unlocked. He pulled harder. Nothing. Behind them. Step. Drag. Step. Drag. Closer. "Open it," Mia cried. "I'm trying." The door felt stuck, like something on the other side was holding it shut. Then suddenly, the knocking started. But this time, from outside. Bang, bang, bang. Both of them froze. Mia's voice trembled. "Someone's out there." Another knock, louder. Open the door. A man's voice. Normal, desperate. Daniel looked at Mia. What do we do? Behind them, the footsteps stopped, right at the bottom of the stairs. That thing was now inside the room with them. Mia whispered, Daniel, it's behind us. The voice from outside came again. Don't let it see you. Daniel's heart skipped a beat. What? Open the door now. This time, Daniel didn't hesitate. He pulled the door again, and it swung open. Cold air rushed in. Outside stood an old man, pale, breathing heavily. Get out, he said urgently. Now. They rushed outside. The moment they stepped out, the front door slammed shut behind them. Bang! Mia screamed. Daniel turned back. The house was completely dark, silent, like nothing had ever happened. The old man grabbed Daniel's arm. You bought this house. Yes, what's going on? Daniel asked. The man looked terrified. You shouldn't have come here. Tell us what that thing is. The man shook his head. It's not a thing. It's what's left. Left of what? Mia asked. The man pointed toward the house. This place. It traps people. Daniel frowned. What are you talking about? Years ago, the man said, a family lived here. Something happened inside that locked room upstairs. Mia's eyes widened. The locked room. The man nodded slowly. They say whatever was in that room was never supposed to come out. Daniel felt a chill run down his spine. And now, the man looked directly at him. Now you open the house again. Silence. Mia shook her head. We didn't open anything. The man's expression darkened. Did you go upstairs? Daniel hesitated. Yes. Did you touch the last door? Daniel didn't answer. He didn't need to. The man closed his eyes. You woke it up. A sudden sound came from inside the house. Loud crash, like something breaking. All three of them turned. The upstairs window slowly opened on its own, and in the darkness, a figure appeared, standing there, watching them, smiling. The old man stepped back in fear. It doesn't like when people leave, Mia whispered. What do we do? The man's voice dropped. You don't go back inside. Daniel looked at the house, then back at the man. What if it comes out? The man didn't answer, because deep down, they all already knew. The figure in the upstairs window didn't blink. It just stood there, smiling. Watching them, Daniel felt his chest tighten. That's not human. The old man grabbed his arm. We have to leave, now. But our stuff, Mia said. Forget it, the man snapped. Nothing in that house belongs to you anymore. A loud bang echoed from inside. Then another, and another. The windows began shaking violently, as if something was trying to break out. Maya stepped back. Daniel, it's trying to come outside. The old man shook his head. No, it's trying to pull you back in. Suddenly, the front door slowly creaked open. On its own, darkness spilled out from inside, thick, unnatural. And from that darkness, a voice. You forgot something. Mia froze. That's my voice, she whispered. Daniel turned to her. What? From inside the house. Another Mia stepped out, same face, same clothes, same everything. But the smile, that same unnatural smile. Come back, it said softly. Mia stumbled backward. No, that's not me. The old man whispered, don't look into its eyes. But it was too late. Daniel looked, and for a second, everything around him went silent. Still, like time had stopped, the copy smiled wider. You belong here now. Daniel snapped out of it, gasping. Run! The old man shouted. They turned and ran down the road, not looking back. Behind them, footsteps, step, drag, step, drag. Coming closer, faster. Mia cried, "It's following us." The old man pointed ahead. There, my car. They reached it, jumped inside. Start it, Daniel shouted. The old man turned the key. The engine struggled. Then started. They sped away. The house disappeared behind them. The road stretched forward again. Normal, quiet, too quiet. No one spoke for a few minutes, just heavy breathing. Finally, Mia whispered, "Are we?" Daniel looked at him. The old man didn't answer. The man's hands tightened on the wheel. It doesn't end like that. A chill ran through Daniel's body. What do you mean? The man glanced at the rearview mirror. Daniel followed his gaze, and his blood ran cold. In the back seat, someone was sitting perfectly still, smiling. It was Mia. But Mia was sitting right next to him. Slowly, both Mias turned their heads at the same time. One of them smiled wider. "You brought it with you." The car suddenly swerved. Mia screamed. Daniel grabbed the seat. The old man lost control. The car spun off the road, and everything went black. The next morning, police found a crashed car near the highway. 3 people inside, unconscious, alive. But something was wrong, very wrong. When they woke up, they weren't the same. Their expressions, empty, their smiles, unnatural, and in their new house, miles away. At exactly 2:13 a.m., footsteps began again. Upstairs, step drag. If you ever buy a house, and something feels wrong, don't ignore it. Because some homes don't just keep memories, they keep people.